Hello everybody, I'm Sinue with DroneQuote, and I appreciate you tuning in for this video in which I'll be explaining to you why I named the company DroneQuote. You've probably not seen an approach to buying solar in the way that we do it, and with a fiduciary at your side. So let me tell you a little bit more about what we're doing to improve the customer experience in the solar and roofing industries. When I used to be an in-home salesperson from 2013 to 2017, I actually came up with this concept for several reasons. The first of which ties right into being able to show the homeowner what exactly is taking place on the roof. Oftentimes, homeowners will underestimate how much shade is on a roof or how little space they actually have for solar panels that may be bigger than one may think. Eventually, I just came to the conclusion that it was so much easier to show people rather than to try to articulate the details of the roof, so I started using a drone, and it made a whole world of a difference for me. Not only was I able to show the details or conditions of a roof to the homeowner almost in real time and with absolute clarity, but I was able to do it in a very safe manner without risking any damage to the homeowner's roof or to myself should I fall off of a roof trying to get measurements. That all evolved into the process that we now use to help situate solar for our customers. But the real beauty of it and what homeowners really like is that we're able to do surveys on your roof without you needing to sign any contract or make any kind of commitment. Sometimes we'll have homeowners that do want to go solar, but aren't sure about some detail or other regarding the roof, and they feel a lot more comfortable having us go out there without being tied down in any kind of way. And I understand this because I'm a homeowner myself. While most solar companies want you to sign a contract before they send a technician to your property, I've managed to build a rather robust network of drone pilots throughout the United States. So unless you live in some remote and desolate part of the country, there's a very good chance that we can have a drone pilot out there in a timely manner before you have to sign any agreements. The other reason why we send a drone pilot out is that we want to see the roof before anybody sets foot on it. Then we compare those pictures to a secondary survey after installation, and I would be a liar if I told you that we never find any issues. I mean, it's construction after all. Where we have the absolute advantage is that while we do sometimes find issues, we bring it to the homeowner's attention and also to the attention of the installer. And then we go to bat for the homeowner, requesting that these issues be fixed with proof of damage in hand. Now imagine being a homeowner who had no idea that there was damage incurred during the installation of your solar panels. And 5 years later, you have a leak in your roof. And the installer, they're going to push back because there's no proof that they were the cause. Couple that with the fact that very few people climb their roofs, especially if it's dangerous, if it's steep, or if it's a very tall roof. And that latter point really illustrates the value of DroneQuote, because while we care about the relationship with our installer partners, and believe me, we care about those relationships, we owe our existence to our clientele. So we have to make sure to really act as a fiduciary for you. So what do we do when we're out there with a drone pilot? We specifically look for ground information relative to the electric service and also to the natural gas service depending on the jurisdiction. While we do get some of this imagery from the homeowner on the onset, we rely on our drone pilots to follow a uniform process to make sure we aren't missing any details. Then, the drone pilot is looking at the heights of structures near or on the roof, and we're also looking at the heights of trees and how far those trees are from the roof line where the panels are going to land, so that we can accurately account for shade. And finally, we're looking at the condition of the roof. The drone imagery allows us to get accurate measurements and very high resolution detail of what's taking place on that roof. And it comes in very handy if it's a tight fit for the number of panels you may need. One example here shows a piece of wood that was on a roof that we initially looked at through satellite imagery and thought it was a vent. If this were any other company, the homeowner may have lost out on some solar panels and had to do a change order after the fact to increase the panel count. We were able to clearly see that it was just a piece of wood, And so we designed our system accordingly so that the homeowner could have an accurate quote and expectations. This is extremely important when it comes to shade, because if there's too much shade and it's not accounted for, then it means your output estimates are not going to be accurate. And this should result in a change order from the installer if they're upfront. But really, isn't this something that you would want to know well beforehand? So how do you get a drone pilot out to your house? And how much does it cost? Well, that happens in one of two ways. Sometimes a property is seen just fine with satellite imagery. In this example, a homeowner goes through our process to find the quote that they really like and an installer that they want to move forward with. Once the agreements are put together and the homeowner has in fact moved forward, we send a drone pilot out at our cost because this homeowner has shown us intent to purchase. Other times, when there is any kind of uncertainty from the homeowner, we will send a drone pilot out to the property without there being any kind of commitment made or any contract signed. However, we do ask that the homeowner pay for that, given that there is no commitment made and no intent to purchase has been solidified. Homeowners that buy the survey before they sign any kind of contract and then end up buying solar with us receive a $200 gift card to Amazon once the project is complete. Now, in case you're wondering, the drone survey costs $125 and we pay the drone pilots $150. So what that means is that we're still out money on these drone surveys, but the customer experience is well worth the cost to us because we find that when we have these surveys completed, there is almost never any surprises and the customer experience is far superior. Having said all of that, I have to tell you that I'm proud to say that there's no other company in the United States doing what we're doing. And maybe because building a drone pilot network is actually kind of hard, but also because literally going above and beyond for our clientele takes a lot of effort. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you're feeling extra generous, we'd really appreciate a click on that subscribe button. Until next time, my friends, you take care.